Hi guys, I'm Rick. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making steak in the Ninja 3-in-1 cooking system. Alright, I'm starting out here. I have two nice sized top sirloin steaks, and with my handy dandy meat tenderizer, I'm going to go ahead and tenderize these all up. And what this does is this pierces this with these needles and puts holes in it, and that's going to help tenderize this, and it's also going to help get seasoning down in there. And I've seen these on TV for upwards of $30, and I got this one here at eBay. It's not quite as fancy, but it does the job. Got this at eBay for, I think it was like $6, so you can't go wrong with that. I'm going to turn it over and do the other side. Okay, when I have my steaks all tenderized up with this, I'll be back. Alright, now that I have my steaks all tenderized, I'm going to go ahead and season them. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder on these, and I don't want to get a whole lot on here. Alright, I also want to put some onion powder on there. Same deal, a little bit. And a little salt and pepper. Or in this case, pepper and then salt. Now I'm going to repeat this process on the other side, and then I'm going to set these steaks aside for just now. Alright, I have my Ninja warming up here on stovetop high. I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil in there, not much. We're going to fry these steaks up in here, get a nice sear on them. And I just want a little bit of oil in there to get them started. And let me get something to stir that oil around with. Remember, when you're cooking with non-stick, use wood or plastic utensils. Don't use metal because that'll ruin it for you. Now I'm going to place my first steak in there and get that browning up. And this isn't fully up to temperature, but it's almost there, so we'll get them started. Okay, my steak is ready to flip. The first side is browned, and I'm going to continue frying this. You see how nice and brown that is? Alright, my second steak is done frying, and I'm going to set this aside for just now. And please excuse my cluttered counter. My wife Holly, she got a Keurig machine for Christmas, so we have like a billion Keurig cups. Alright, now that I have my steaks out there, this is still on stovetop high. I have a 4-cup box of beef broth here. I'm going to add this in. You could also use 4 cups of water and like 3 or 4 beef bouillon cubes, whichever way you want to do it. And I've showed this to you before, and I'll show it to you again. See how that came out there nice and fluid-like? Put a little hole in the top of the box, that way you don't get that chug on it. Alright, now, here's this box. Alright, I'm going to add some seasoning to this. I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary in here. This is dry. You can also use fresh. And I'm only going to put in about 1/4 teaspoon. I'm also going to add in 2 bay leaves. And I have 1 medium onion here that I sliced up. I'm going to throw that in there. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this, not much, because that beef broth has salt in it. And I'm going to finish this up with a shot of cooking wine. This is red wine. You could also use regular wine if you like. Just a shot. Okay, while this is on stovetop high and it's warming up, I placed a little basket in here that comes with the Ninja. And I'm going to go ahead and load my steaks on there. And these steaks are still bloody. The blood is coming out of them. But that's alright because they will cook through. And I'm just going to lay both steaks on this basket. Alright. And this blood here and steak juice is going to go right in the pot because that's going to help add flavoring to the works. Alright, now I'm going to place my lid on this. And I'm putting a vent hole to the front of the Ninja, even though it's supposed to go to the back, because I don't want the steam to hit my cupboard here. It might ruin it. I've seen that happen on other videos. Okay, now I'm going to switch this from stovetop high down to my oven setting. And this defaults at 350, which that's fine. And I'm going to set my time for 10 minutes. But I'm going to also add an extra 2 minutes, which is probably going to be 15 minutes. I think it goes in increments of 5. Yeah, I'll set that for 15 minutes. But I'm only going to cook it for 10 minutes. The reason I'm doing that is I'm going to give the Ninja time to warm up that fluid in there, the liquid, and get a good steam going. I'll be back when it's time to get this out. Alright, my 10 minutes are up, and that 15 minutes worked out just fine. The 5 minutes extra brought it right up to the proper temperature to get them steaks steaming in there. Now I'm going to pull these steaks out of here and let them rest. Set them aside. And I'm going to pull this basket out of here. Okay, now I took them bay leaves out of there and I set this over the stovetop pie again. Now I have a flour water slurry here I'm going to put in here. I'm going to make a gravy out of this. And I'm careful to use a plastic whisk because, like I said, you don't want to use metal or non-stick. And I'm just going to stir this in here until it looks like it's the right amount. Okay, now I'm going to let this go on stovetop high so my gravy thickens. That should take a few minutes. Alright, my gravy's done. It went for probably 8 to 10 minutes. It's nice and thick. Let's go ahead and cut this steak up and I'll let you see what it looks like. Alright, now this stuff is super tender. You'll see the knife just goes right through it. Cut it over here. Alright, let's go ahead and serve up a plate and see what we got. Okay, I also went ahead and made some russet mashed potatoes for on the side. So there you have it. Steak and the Ninja 3-in-1 cooking system. Give this a try. I think you'll like it. And until next time, I'll see ya.